So does Harris's newfound Brat status help her at the polls? Is it translating? Let's ask our panel of young voters. Spelman College senior and Democratic voter Ariana Levin from, as I mentioned, Spelman, Florida A&M junior and Republican voter Sharice Lane, and undecided voter Annabelle Collins. And ladies, I'm really, really pumped that you guys are joining us. I read all of the notes in the pre-interviews, and I think this is such a great group. Ariana, I want to start with you. You seem really excited about this. You seem really excited about the sort of rebranding, the TikTok. Why are you so excited?
I think this is a lot of the majority of Gen Z's first time voting, and we're now seeing a campaign that's really catering towards us and making sure that we know that our voices deserve to be heard. The Harris campaign is doing an amazing job at making sure that we know that. So I'm super excited to vote for her.
Okay, Annabelle, you are undecided. So do you feel as if this is something that draws you into the Harris campaign, sort of reaching out to the young voters, the social media campaign, really the big music pop stars gravitating toward this candidate?
I actually think I really hope that social media doesn't necessarily help voters make that decision. I know that it's very popular. I've seen endorsements also from Beyonce and Taylor Swift, but really I lean more towards looking at what she represents and the policies that she plans to pursue during her presidency.
All right, Carice, what do you feel like that? Do you feel as if her policies represent you? Or do you get a little bit turned off with the social media presence?
Right. I don't feel like her policies represent me. I am a conservative first and a Christian as well. So I definitely don't think they represent me. And I think it's not really, what she's giving isn't really enthusiastic for me, because I believe that she's focused more on race and gender instead of policies. Like, what exactly are you going to do for people, the people of this country?
So what do you want to hear from the vice president? Am I hearing that you don't necessarily want as much of the social media campaigns, but you want to hear her as a woman speak to you about those really, really important issues that you want?
Right.
And okay, so is that what you want?
Right. Not only as a woman, but as an American citizen, I want her to focus more on policy instead of popularity or her race or her gender. I want her to hone in on what kind of policies is she representing for the American people.
Ariana, what's your response to that?
All I can say is, as we've seen, it's a Brat summer. That means we're taking risks. Right? VP Harris is taking a risk as the first Black and Indian woman to run for candidate, run to be the president of the United States of America, the highest office in the country and one of the highest offices in the world. She's using her voice and using social media as a way to portray what she wants to do and how she's going to do it. A lot of people before, when Biden was running, a lot of the Gen Zers weren't in tune with his campaign and didn't care too much because it wasn't for them. But they're showcasing a campaign that is for us. They need to make voters excited, and that's exactly what she's doing. There's less than 100 days. She can talk about policy, which she does continuously, but she also needs to let people know that the election is coming up and to vote for her.
Okay, Carice, of course, I do want to bring Annabelle into this. So, Annabelle, let me get to you before I get to Carice. Annabelle, you are up for grabs, arguably, right? So when we see these social media presence, is there a way that she can get your attention? So can she get the popularity and then start to really hone her policies?
Yeah, I have to agree in the fact that I think with social media, yes, she can grab my attention, but I really want to hear her talk about her policy. And so to me, it's public education. I did already see that she was endorsed by the AFT, right? I want to see, what is she going to do to secure our borders? I live near a border town, so that's pretty important to me. So I love the social media aspect. I think you're going to reach voters like that. But what are you going to do? I want to hear more of that. The Brat, that's great, but I want to see, what are you going to do, right? Use that.
And on the heels, so we have the popularity. We're looking at some of the polls where there's been an uptick actually in some states, in some of these swing states with both of them. But Carice, when you see the momentum from a Republican standpoint, does that worry you?
It doesn't worry me. Again, she's always had popularity concerning Gen Zers and voters in general because of her race and her ethnicity, her gender, everything like that. But no, it doesn't worry me at all. Again, I'm focused more on policy. I'm focused on what issues are he going to do that I believe in, that the people around me believe in.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.